Hi everyone, my name is Kunjal Deliwala. I am the solutions engineer here at QMetry. Now today I am going to showcase how to perform batch executions, which means how to dry run a single job and how to execute a cycle in a sequence or in parallel. Now to perform any execution, on the left hand side, you need to navigate to the test plan module and you need to open what test case you want to see and perform the dry run on. So if you navigate inside a test plan and if you navigate inside the test case, now for example, let's say that this is the test case that I want to perform a dry run and see whether the expected result is as per what I was expecting. So in order to see that expected result, I will perform a dry run on this particular test case. And to perform a dry run, you just need to click on the dry run button on the top right. And then you just need to select the profile, which means the platform that you want to execute the test case on. Let's say I want to execute this on Chrome. You can select the other profiles as well. After selecting the profile, you click on the dry run button. This means that you can see the execution has been started and you will be able to see the live execution here in the analytics module. Now here you will be able to see the execution details as to how many test cases actually ran, out of which how many passed, how many failed, and which test cases got skipped. Now in this, you will be able to see the exact test case ID, the test case name, and the amount this entire test case took to execute along with the execution status. Inside the test case execution, you will be able to see the execution at a test step level as well. So if you click on the test case, you'll be able to see all these test steps that have been executed as part of this test case. You'll be able to see all the actions that have been performed. Again, how much time did it took to complete this execution, and the execution status, whether it is passed, failed, skipped, and so on. So this is how you can perform a dry run on a single test case. Now let's see how you can execute the entire cycle. So test cycle will actually have multiple jobs inside it, and each job will have multiple test cases linked to it, which means that this is where the cross-platform execution can happen. Now let's say this is the test cycle that you want to execute, and inside which we have two different jobs. So again, you can run a single job, you can enable, disable a job and run the entire cycle, or run any highlighted job. Let's say that the Chrome job is something that I want to execute, which is highlighted in blue. So if you click on the dry run job, this means that only this particular job as part of the test cycle will get executed. And you will be able to see again the execution status under analytics tab in the under the analytics tab. Now here you'll be able to again see which job actually ran, inside which two test cases got executed, and the test case executions along with the test step level execution inside each of the test case. So this is how you will be able to run a single job inside the test cycle that you have created. Now, let's say you want to perform a batch execution, meaning you want to run multiple jobs at a time, which means you want to execute the entire cycle. So for that, if we have an option of executing the entire cycle, if you click on the execute cycle button on top right, you have two options. You can execute the cycle in sequence or in parallel. In sequence, which means that Chrome job will execute first, followed by the integration job. And parallel, which means that I want Chrome job and integration job both to start its execution at the same time. So executing the cycle in sequence and in parallel is something that we offer out of the box. So let's say that you want the entire cycle to run one by one in sequence. So you just need to select what you want let's say I want us to execute this particular cycle in sequence. So I'll select the sequential option here and I'll click on the execute cycle button. Once I'll click, I'll be able to see the live analytics, and you'll be able to see how the executions have been started, and you'll be able to see the live execution here. You'll be able to see how which job has been executed, which is still executing, out of which how many have been passed, how many have been failed, and all such details will be visible to you under the analytics tab. So this is how you will perform a batch execution and execute the entire cycle that contains multiple jobs, which contains one or multiple test cases linked to it. And you will be able to see all its live reporting here inside the analytics module. Thank you all for watching.